Welcome to the bonfire. This is part 17 of Arcanum Adventures, and let me load the game. Well guys, I want first to report that if you look at the number of bullets and if you look at the amount of money, so between the streams I just had a trip to Toronto where I was crafting some items to sell them immediately, which are items that are quite expensive, and then I was buying bullets so that we won't waste any time on this nonsensical activity. I think it's kind of nice. So yes, I did cheat in terms of that I didn't show it on the stream, but I think you wouldn't be against it because it will mean more quality time spent together. We are on Thanatos, and we are looking for Nasruddin, and so we discovered a book which was a diary talking about some adventures of one guy, and he told us about one village, and from the village there is this location where the deity, the god of the Aboriginal people lived, supposedly. So first let's pay a visit to the village and learn something interesting there, possibly. I hope.
Yes, I'll do that for you.
Alright, shouldn't finished, I guess. Let's move on.
Yes, I'll do that for you.
Won't let me alone.
Yes, I'll do that for you.
This is very satisfying that I'm not missing any bullets.
Yes, I'll do that for you.
They're just dying and I'm not missing any bullets. That's just incredible. Ooh. Some toxic substance. Let's wait until healed. What are they? Lesser crag. Whoa, I'm very intoxicated, you see. Ooh, this must be a very toxic cloud. Okay, 1 hour. Apparently not enough. Virgil, could I?
What is it that you want of me?
Just
What type of? I'm finished. What is it? What type of? What type? I'm finished. What is it? What type? What type? I'm finished. What is it that you want?
yeah, this is better. So until healed. That was the biggest amount of poison I ever got in this game, I think. 150 it was? Imagine. What the hell? I want to heal up completely, but apparently not possible while he's back.
I'll do that for you.
They're so tiny.
Yes, I'll do that for you.
Very hard to aim at, I should say. But I think I managed, and
Yes, I'll do
another
that for
monster.
you. Yes, I'll do that for you.
To those of you who don't know why my companions are constantly saying something, that's because I'm pressing F5, which makes them fall back. I can press
I'll do that for
F4,
you.
which is spread out,
Yes,
stay
I'll do
close,
that for you.
attack, or
Yes,
walk somewhere,
yes, I'll do that for
like that.
you.
So it's pretty bothering, I know. Another trap. Can I wait? I can, thankfully. And so I see some artifacts which
What do you need?
apparently are useless. But anyway. and if I give this dagger to Thorian,
Yes, I'll do that for
I'm
you.
sure he will grab it, and in no time he'll grab it, and that's not what I want. Now this village is pretty deserted. You see, I can't find anything here. Or maybe in these caves here, not caves, but tree hangars. I don't know how to call them, but they're pretty unusual to me. So here nothing too. Is that it? No, nothing pickable. Well, I guess that's only about 2 chests, about 2 arcane chests, nothing else. And they look broken, right? They look broken, which makes it kind of, I mean, they should be arcane, so it's such a beautiful name, and it has to be, and there was something expensive, but the image of those arcane chests is pretty discouraging, I should say. Not very exciting. So let's move to this land bridge, where we shall meet one of the most important people in the whole game. I'll let them fight because I don't want to bother with monsters. So yeah, as I said, we are going to I think I know why Arcanum failed on the market. And no, not because of these random encounters. But because of this awful, awful sound that those monkeys make. I kill them with special satisfaction because I just hate to hear this noise from them. It's just I don't know, it's horrid, it's abominable, intolerable, absolutely. And I'm going to use speed potion to just run through this place fast, and I'll decrease the sound slightly because, well, it will be full of monkeys. Let me just quickly eliminate them here, loot the place. It will take maybe around 5 minutes, maybe even less. And not that the artifacts here are somehow precious or important, but you know, kind of completionist style that we have to do everything possible without missing opportunities.
Yes, I'll do that for you.
Nice. Right. I have 3 potions of speed. Should be enough to run this through.
Good show! Good show! Good show! Perhaps they'll think twice before attacking us again, eh?
Thank you, Virgil. But unfortunately they can't think.
Yes, I'll do that for you. Yes, I'll do that for you.
Unfortunately my companions need to receive this order twice or even 3 times, sometimes not to attack. And you remember why I don't let them attack, because if they kill monsters they get experience. No, I get just less experience, much less experience, like maybe 25% or even, I don't know, in number, but well, just believe me, much less. I showed it in one of the first streams. Okay, some healing stuff, which is also nice to have. Then another arcane chest, I imagine, with not so arcane items. I must be sincere with you. Now, where do we go forward? Apparently I came from here, so we move on. Can I please have one more drink of fast liquid, quickening liquid. Now where does this road lead us? To this freaking animal. There must be something else.
I must say I am speechless before the great.
Yes, I'll do that for you.
Good show! Perhaps they'll think twice before attacking us again, eh?
Yes, I'll do that for you.
Level up. Incredible. That looks like... What? What's that? That's an exit. Okay, I shall figure it out later. Now way back. And we're actually close to the end of the horrible place.
Yes, I'll do that for you.
The dog doesn't listen to the commands.
Yes, I'll do that for you.
What is happening? I was stunned. You saw that? Oh my god, no, I didn't see. What am I, stupid? Why didn't I save? Has to be an instinct. Well, I must admit, this time the patch at least
I'll do that for you.
did very good job with
I'm awed by your ability.
how to say
Let
that.
the blood flow.
Yes, I'll do that for you.
Like I'm high level, and still I find a challenge
Yes, I'll
at
do
any
that.
place I come to, which is well, apparently good balance of the game. Now, this is the exit. Is it? No, it's not. What? What? Where is the exit? Wait. I think this was the exit. When I just lost consciousness. Well, this should be the exit. Was it there? Okay, let me just... Where is me? Where is I? I see. Okay, I'm probably messing up something here. Oh, okay, I haven't finished yet.
Yes, I'll do that for you. Yes, I'll do that for you.
Some more?
Good show! Perhaps they'll think twice before attacking us again, eh?
Oh, if only, Virgil, if only. Yeah, that's the exit, of course. I found it. What is happening? What? I lost consciousness. No. Come on, man. Running too much with... in this game, if you're running in a battle, you're losing fatigue, well, losing energy, so and you are becoming tired. And I just wanted to learn where that corridor went to that I saw. It's interesting. I'm not sure I've ever tried to explore that place, and also I can't find a place to rest at. Somewhere here? No. What is this glitch? What is this? Okay, perfect. I'm afraid the game could crash somewhere here because apparently it doesn't really. Now, It's an entrance, but to nowhere, right? It's just randomized Sylvan constructions, let's say, formations, and nothing interesting, unfortunately. I thought maybe there was a secret hidden, but well, you can't expect secrets everywhere in Arcanum because it's incredibly massive, and if the game had so many secrets it would be just crazy and would give a lot of headache. Though that place that I just attended isn't counterintuitive. I mean, you see that there is an entrance, there is an opening, and you might think, well, there is something there, why would they put an entrance there? And you will run there. So we are at the location where they will have a very important dialogue with one person who is a quest person, and so be ready for some very interesting revelations. But first I would like to be healed up completely, not because I'm planning any fights.
What type of healing do you... What type of... I'm finished. What is it? What type of healing? I'm finished. What is it that... What type of... I'm finished. What is it that... What type of... I'm finished. What is it that you
Thank you, Virgil. So I'm not expecting any fight, but still it's just kind of pleasant when you have full health and not full energy, but this is unfortunately impossible to correct. Well, only if I use these wonderful things, but I don't want to waste them on myself. I'll just replenish my energy level natural way when I go back to my ship. So I think I want to have a hard save and a simple save, and so we enter. We could shoot this person right away, which is quite fun because, well, just look.
Why are we...
Guess where we are? I'll tell you where we are. We are in the Void. The infamous place with lots of monsters. And it's obvious that now they have become a problem, while in past it was never so. Somebody died. This somebody is Virgil. Unbelievable. I think she has issues now. So Virgil is dead, but we can revive him as we have this restore life stuff. Now we can talk to him.
What is it that you want of me?
Oh, where is the thank you for being resurrected?
What is it that you
In
want?
past they were like, oh, thank you for bringing me back from death, for bringing me back to life, and now there is no such a thing. And also the game is heavily lagging, and I can't imagine. Look at this. My laptop is apparently too weak for this game. So hey, nice monsters. They don't want to fight me anymore, which is, well, now they do. 6 hit points. Well, let's say I'm just testing the capability of my team to withstand the monsters in the void, but I think we are good.
Bravo! Jolly good strike, my good man!
I think we are good, yes, so it seems to be working properly. What are you doing? Calm down. Oh, I can wait, you see. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, but not until healing. You see, it's not a place for how it's lagging, this place, this exact ring, with I think because of the lighting. Oh my god, this is a teleport. Some wonderful jellyfish. It was bashed. No, please save me, Virgil! Save me! Okay, that's it. Doesn't want to... Fine. So, you saw what the void looks like, and I had some spam messages on my chat. Just a second. I can assign spam bots as moderators, which is quite interesting. So let's delete the message. One and the second. Delete the message. Yeah, now it's clean. And let's go back to business. Hello, sir. Everyone is in the room, right? I want everyone to participate.
What do you want of me? I did not choose to live on this island for its ambience. I chose it so I wouldn't have to entertain fools. Leave me be.
You see an old elf in a worn, tattered robe. He seems a bit annoyed at your presence. Calm down, I'm not here to bother you. I'm looking for a grave. And who might you be? Well, I think I'll go with the second option.
I'm no one of any importance. Just an old soul who wishes to be left alone. As I have already asked of you, I might point out.
If you could point me towards Nasruddin's grave, then.
Ah, searching for the great Nasruddin. Ha! The great Nasruddin. What was so great about him? Damned fool, if you ask me.
You seem fairly bitter towards the old chap.
What? How dare you, old man? Do you have any idea who you're talking about? Nasruddin was the wisest and most benevolent elf in the history of Arcanum. He saved us all, and that includes you. So I recommend you keep your comments to yourself.
Oh? And you think you know about Nasruddin, young man? Who are you to tell me about that old worthless elf?
Worthless? Why, I ought to... No, I'm not going to sink to your level, old man. Nasruddin would have had more patience with men of your kind, and so will I. I don't have to defend him.
Oh, of course you don't have to defend him, young man. The old elf was completely incorrigible. There's no defense whatsoever for individuals of such low character as he. You've chosen well not to waste your words on the likes of Nasruddin.
You're testing my patience, old man. Another bad word about Nasruddin, and it might just be the last one you say on both feet. Do we understand one another?
Your robes. They remind me of someone I once met many years ago. I can't remember the young man's name, but he was part of some religion. The Panari, I think it was called. Are you also of the Panari, young man?
Yes, I am of the Panari. I am Virgil, a new acolyte, but strong in my beliefs. Who are you?
Virgil seems shaky and unsure of something.
You call yourself one of the defenders, and you don't know who I am?
He pierces Virgil with a fierce gaze.
Oh my. Master, please forgive me. I didn't know. I mean, I thought you had been reborn. Greetings, great Nasruddin.
Virgil falls to his knees and bows his head. What? You are Nasruddin?
I would say in all my glory, but I'm afraid I haven't any left.
But you are Nasruddin. You saved the world from Aranax.
No. I delivered the world to Aranax. I put in place the system that he felt was his for the taking. I even imparted my elven arrogance to him. I must bear full responsibility for his actions.
Suddenly, his mood shifts to one of quiet sadness. He shakes his head slowly. A bit dramatic, don't you think? Aranax's actions were his own.
You do not understand. He was my son. I taught him everything. Only to see him be carried away by his youthful temper. I should have seen it. There must have been a way to stop him before it came to what it did.
I've heard all the legends. Can you tell me what really happened?
It started in the Age of Legends. I was young, headstrong. I thought I could take on the world, and I did. I fought the good fight to protect the lesser races, as I arrogantly called them, from the chaos that raged everywhere. Dragons, demons, evil sorcerers, I fought them all and won. And this, all before even the days of the Elven Council.
How did the Elven Council come about?
I gathered a group of idealistic mages together, and we created an Elven Council, for the good of all. We really believed that. For a time, I suppose it was even true. I really believe things began to change when we discovered a way to banish things from this plane of existence.
Why?
It was the ultimate weapon. Once something was banished from this plane of existence, it could never return. With ultimate power comes ultimate responsibility, and ultimate corruption. We were quick to use it on new and ever more terrible threats. The Bane of Kree, Krakatur, Gorgoth, Kurgan.
So how did Aranax fit into all this?
Sometime during all this heroic carnage, my son came of age. I quickly ushered him into the council, amidst some of the others' protest about his young age and inexperience. And then it all came crashing down upon me. Look, are you certain you really want to hear all this self-pitying drivel?
Of course, so what did Aranax actually do that was so terrible?
He had taken it upon himself to keep the balance, as he termed it. He believed that being a member of the council validated any course of action he chose to pursue. This meant attacking anything he saw as a threat, such as a city that had begun building advanced technological devices. Vendegroth, it was called. He warned them to cease their destructive behavior and destroyed one of their factories to underscore his point. Justifiably afraid for their very lives, they swiftly constructed a device that could destroy even the most powerful wizard. He responded by calling on forces that few of us had ever seen, and wiping not just the city, but the whole province of Vendegroth from the face of Arcanum with one blow. He felt himself betrayed when the council condemned his actions. He showed no remorse. In his arrogance, he was sure he would be vindicated. I cast the deciding vote to banish my own son. If I must die, I will be the last, he screamed as he hurled the spell that brought an end to the council, the Age of Legends, and my will to live. It was a harsh dawn that morning on the plains of Brodgar, and it was there in the shadow of the Black Spire that our armies met in the most terrible battle that Arcanum has ever seen. As the sun set, only 4 of us were still alive to witness the destruction we had brought to pass. I found Aranax among the corpses of our decimated armies, and it was there that I condemned my own son to the void. Only through our combined might that Aranax was subdued, and I watched my own son fall into the horror of the void. but such was the fury and power unleashed by this conflict that the very fabric of reality was torn asunder. With our remaining energy, we were able to seal the rift with powerful wards, and the Ring of Brodgar still stands today as a monument to my son's destructive pride and my own unforgivable failure. When I regained consciousness, I was on the shore of Thanatos. I'd regained just enough energy to seal myself in a regenerative shell. I remained that way for 1,000 years. No one had ever stayed in a shell for anywhere near that amount of time. Somehow, my magical hibernation extended my life much beyond that of even the most powerful elven mages.
Well, first of all, guys, I'd like to comment on the video. Brilliant footage. Video making for that time. I'm half joking because I believe that could have been done better, but still, I commend that they tried, and actually it feels powerful, with one exception. The music they chose is just horrendous. I mean, it's this music that you hear every time I engage into a battle, and so my question is, why would you choose music from an encounter with a spider or a sewer's rat for the greatest battle of this world? I mean, how come they arrived at this decision? I don't comprehend at all, and that actually spoils the show, because it feels like they're fighting rats in the field. And well, with this exception, quite a nice section of the dialogue, and so let's proceed and ask all the questions connected. Why have you hidden yourself here for 1,000 years?
The world out there is not mine. It only serves to remind me of my failure. Everyone I knew, everything I held dear is gone. I myself should have died long ago. Besides, I do not fancy being worshipped as a god.
You know about the Panari?
I'm well aware of the whole Panari tomfoolery, yes. When I emerged from my regenerative state, I traveled to the mainland. I suppose I thought I could somehow live among the world again. After I spoke with that Mannix fellow, I knew I was deluding myself.
Did he tell you how the Panari began?
He did not know much. Mostly some fanciful notions mixed with bits and pieces of history. As near as I was able to put together from speaking with him, Kryn Urden, the last surviving member of the council, started the Panari simply to maintain the wards, to periodically strengthen them, as it were.
Did you tell Mannix who you were?
After I listened to his insane beliefs, or it seemed like ours, I hinted that I'd actually known Nasruddin. He was already too far gone. He would not have believed any of my protests or denials of my godhood. He most likely would have interpreted the whole thing as some sort of test, I suppose.
Are you aware that Kanua murdered Mannix?
When Mannix disappeared, I knew that something of that nature must have transpired.
And you did nothing about it?
I decided it was no longer my place to play a god. Who am I to decide who is right? When I took on that role before, well, you have already heard what happened then.
You're going to need to do something now.
I feel as if I've been waiting to hear those words since I awoke those many years ago. I had hoped it would never come to this. Why, Aranax? Why can't you see the folly of the path you've chosen? What are you going to do about this situation?
He sighs. It's almost as if you can see the weight of your words piercing his spirit. Then he cries out in anguish and looks at you. What am I going to do? He's your son. What are you going to do?
I fear there is nothing I can do. I am old, tired. I do not believe I could stand up against my son now, even if I could find the heart to try.
How is that he is still so powerful after all this time?
We do not know what life in the void is like, if it can be even called life. Who knows what sources of power could be found on the other side?
There must be some way to stop him.
I can think of only one possible strategy to defeat him now. You must retrieve the Vendigroth device that was meant to destroy him.
The Vendigroth device. You said Vendigroth was destroyed.
And so it was, above ground. There are many catacombs and tunnels lying beneath the surface. Some of the members attempted to retrieve it to use against Aranax, but they never returned. We were forced to battle him without it, and you know the consequence of that.
What does the device do?
Extremely powerful mages have the ability to regenerate themselves whenever they are badly hurt, as I did. If one is powerful enough to hurt a master sorcerer gravely, the mage will retreat into his regenerative shell and emerge stronger than ever. The device is the only way known to disrupt the regenerating shield.
And disrupting the field kills the mage within.
Quite so. The technology of the device is designed to disrupt the field in such a way as to cause the shell to drain the life force instead of regenerating it. Quite gruesome to contemplate, actually. Further, it is said that one who is killed in this manner is forever separated from this world, with no chance of being returned magically or otherwise.
And why don't you retrieve the device?
I must conserve what little remains of my energy to banish you to the void once you have retrieved the device. The banishment spell is rarely performed by a single mage. Its power requirement is so great.
What about my companions? Hold on a moment, you're going to banish me?
Certainly. If we were to wait for Aranax to breach the wards, I fear the loss of life would be immeasurable.
It's funny how the game doesn't take into account that I have companions, in total 7 of them, and so technically there are 8 people to banish, and he needs, what, 8 powerful mages for that, and he is saying that he barely has energy to banish me alone, which is quite a predicament. So where can I find the ruins?
I do not know exactly. Those days are long past, and with them a better part of my memory, I'm afraid. All I know is that at one point Vendigroth and its settlements spread out over that whole area now known as the Wastes. There was a bridge leading into the Vendigroth province. Here.
Interesting. Well, I'm off to Vendigroth then. Questions.
Where is the device? Have you retrieved it?
I haven't had the opportunity to retrieve the device as of yet.
Why are you delaying? It is of the utmost importance that we stop Aranax before he returns.
And now you can say that you are going to kill him, but you're correct, I'll be on my way to retrieve it post haste. So I actually remember that there was a longer conversation with him about things, but apparently I'm mistaken and he was actually not that talkative, but that's a surprise to me. Now, can I run away from this place so I can fast travel to my ship? Because I am not really excited about... Yeah, thank you. Don't want to... Well, wait. What is happening? No, can I please? Doesn't click. The hell is that? No. So I have to run on my feet, I guess, back to the place. No, apparently I have to. Well, this is stupid, but fine. I wish I had more potions of speed now, but I don't. What I'm thinking now is, do I really have to clear up all the sewers in Caledon and in Durant to feel, to have this kind of completionist thing. I'm not sure. Well, Caledon Sewers have a quest inside, so maybe I'll do them, but the Tarantian ones I'm not sure about. I've been here, so wrong way, and that's so long. So what's your impression of Nazarene, guys? He is apparently, well, on the one hand he is, wow, I missed a chest with arcane sword. It is, I'm sure it is arcane sword, or at least it is mystical. So Arcanum has gradation of artifacts, so it starts I think with magical, then you have mystical, oh, I think I've forgotten, so there are some more. I remember 5 stages, but I can't recollect which exactly. Mystical, magical, arcane, and 2 more, but I really don't remember. That's such a shame. So let's look at the quests. The Vendigroth device, the curse that is in Tula, kill the poachers, that's completed already, but just hasn't been received by the what's his name? Kankerai, yes. The Dark Elves we decided not to kill. These were cancelled. And Medallion of Beauty, I need to Google that where it is, and the Golden Idol of the Barbarians of Kree. That's a whole lot of shooting, but I think it's doable. Now, where is the fast travel? Finally, I'm sick of this place. Thanatos is not that scary, but it's pretty frustrating, you know, because of those monkeys. By the way, I need to decrease the sound in case they attack again. Oh, I remember there was this option, like, do you know that there is... It's impossible to talk when there are such sounds. Why they chose this to be their voice? Why?
Let the blood flow.
This is terrible. Hopefully it's the last place where we meet monkeys. I think it is the last and no more. Yeah. So I remembered that there was an option in the dialogue with Nazarene about what if he knew about the tribe that was worshipping him, and I don't remember what he says to that, so a pity. And you can't ask him about it anymore. Now there is no option about this, but I am already at Thanatos. What? Where did I sail? If I'm so, like, you can sail, but the time of the day changes. I have no words about that. Just okay. Where to Ashbury, I think. Durant, I think. Let's do some shopping and selling first before we move on. I'm still sad about the fact that my boat doesn't have the inside part. Well, by the way, Virgil, tell me what you think about your big boss.
What is it that you want of me? What can I answer for you? We are meant to traverse the wastes of Vendigroth in search of that device Nazardin mentioned. Not an easy task by any means.
Nothing is worse than gorillas. And I don't mean the band. The band is pretty fine. I like the, I think, 3 songs. The most popular ones, but still, I like them. I'm running to meet this identification lady. Hello. Let's barter. Can you? No, let's not. Can you identify something for me? Magick shield. It's so beautiful, you see? So red and neat. I love, I usually store them, you know. Magick, Mystic. Maybe she has something. Magick. Arcane. She sells arcane robes. Quite amazing. Well, I don't need that. So large magic leather armor. Interesting. So usually I have a collection of these rare items which usually exist in one
What is it you...
piece, but well, like this is arcane ring. It's possible to meet, I think, only one in the game. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember meeting it for the second time. And Mystic, Magic, only 3. Pretty surprising.
What
Okay,
do you need?
Torian, can I have this armor, please? And the bow. Hurtful long bow. Random harm. To whom, I wonder? To me or to the enemy? Small mystic chainmail. Okay, now let's travel to Toronto and sell all this shit to the vendor. And here we go. So where do we go from here? I think to Caledon. A lot of artifacts. Shouldn't miss the moment when he says that he has no more money. This I think I'll give to Virgil just in case he runs out of healing power, which sometimes happens to him, you saw, and he just faints. Then Ruby Ring. Kadura stem, look, it's so beautiful. Buy it. Yeah? Okay, Mystic Dagger. Liquid soap. Liquid soap, that's the fun part. Ruby Ring. Ring of Protection I'll keep. Cathorn. Charcoal can't be sold. Ruby. Silver Ring. Liquid of Skin Thickening. I'll keep it. Manura coin. Goes away. Poppy flowers. And I believe that's it. And
What do you need?
Dorian, can I please have these 2 pieces? Not very expensive. Yeah. They looked beautiful. worth for collecting, but I don't have a place to store them anymore. I used to keep them all on my ship. Unfortunately, the ship is well, humiliated by the patch makers, and
What is it that you...
now it's just a pathetic place for traveling. Used to be so great, so great. Now this is for you. If I give you this ring, you think this ring is better than this ring? Do you think so? Well, I kind of understand why, because it increases the armor class, and if I give you the Ring of Influence, you're not going to put it on, which is incredible. Thank you, Virgil. I appreciate your adequacy. Now, I want to sell the emerald because I missed it. Yeah, emerald I don't need. Now we are still quite packed, you see, but
How can I help?
it's inevitable with the amount of bullets I possess. Magnus, what was my point of criticism here? Oh, I think
What is it?
alright. So many guns. Do I really need them?
What can
Who
I
knows?
do for you?
Oh, Franklin, what's that? What's that? Why do you have it?
What is it that you want of me?
No, sorry.
What is it?
Well, I don't need these leaves in your inventory. Okay, so do I have any missions left in Torrent? Something I've forgotten about? Well, only some related missions, I mean related to outer places, and I think we can deal with that later. I mean, of course, because those missions I'm talking about aren't yet started by me. So, let's, you know, I told you, I think it's going to be interesting. I told you there was a mission about Siamese twins, and that's a very, very nasty episode of Arcanum. I mean the in-game, the in-world episode, because the point of the story is there is a conspiracy that something bad is happening to women who get impregnated with ogres, and so they give birth to half ogres who are later used by the gnomes like Mr. Willowsby and the other little guys we see in the street as bodyguards. And so this person, Arthur Tyron, is allegedly informed about this conspiracy, and his address is he lives in Blackroot. So I don't remember the address, unfortunately. Well, let's just run around Blackroot and try to figure out where he lives. That's the possible way, very possible way. So, and that will take us some time and some sailing also to another island, which is this island, Catan, or Catan, I don't know how they call it here. And there we will learn some very, very unpleasant truth about gnomes in Arcanum. But this is a very, very open end quest. I mean, it's very open to interpretation because it's not, well, if the patch hasn't altered anything, because, well, apparently it has changed many things. Let's see. I think I've spoiled enough, so I will be silent and just follow you through the story. Yeah, let's enjoy, if it is enjoyable at all, and it is not actually. So, Arthur Tyron, where can he live? That's interesting. Let's start from these two strange houses. Well, I'll use manual control. What am I doing? These two houses. Hello, sir? A thief in my house, what do you want? Just passing through. Sorry to have bothered you. Who are you? I'm just an old hedge wizard, minding my own business. Please do not molest me. Excuse me, good sir, I'll leave you be. Huh, now I'm interested what he has here if he's so afraid.
Hold one moment!
Yes, I'll do that for you. Yes, I'll do that for you.
Small statuette. What's that statuette? Oh, I have it. Virgil has it already. And what he has himself? Guys,
Yes,
please go.
I'll do that for you.
Scroll of summon undead. Not very interesting. Small. Well, that's pathetic. Who needs that? You a poor rascal. And what's that?
Yeah, yes, I'll do that for you.
He lives here, and he left a note. You see, mystery. Watson, we are going to discover a mystery. The crow is in danger. Tyron. What? Crow is in danger. Don't remember what that means. The crow is in danger. The video should know about. Hoo. What's the crow? Maybe I need to talk to the person who gave me this instruction to talk to Arthur Tyron. Well, maybe it is so. And then if it is so, I have to go back to Toronto. Well, let's do it. Let's do it. And well, I hope, because I really can't remember. You know, old RPG games you play with a manual. I mean, that's. What do you have? By the way, one of the ladies walking here has the Medallion of Beauty, I remember, from this manual. I just need to pay attention to women walking around. And okay, not now, apparently. So, games like those RPGs you play with a manual, and that's how you learn about many secret hidden facts and quests and artifacts and whatever else the game designers had decided to put inside the game. And well, I was doing that, and that's why I know a whole lot, but this whole lot was long ago, and it's I think since 2011, maybe 2012, it's the first time I've been playing and I've reached so far. I mean, I was playing in 2015 and 2016, I think. Well, basically every year, I think. Arcanum is so magnetizing, but to reach this point where you are about to end the game in maybe a couple of streams, maybe 3 streams, dependent on how many quests we would like to complete. So yeah, I haven't reached this far for a long time, and what is it, locked already? And so I can't remember big deal already. That's a pity. So this gnome who is walking here is one of the abominations behind it. What is this? Oh, it's Perrimount Smith, of course. Sorry, man. Still standing naked in the middle of the street. Aren't you ashamed? When I was walking naked, they didn't come. They commented. Every single person I met had, I think, was feeling like an obligation, a duty to comment upon my appearance, and he is just standing. He's been standing, I think, for months already. Okay, Tyron is not in Blackroot. He isn't. Did you find anything of his? A note that said the crow's in danger. I was afraid of this. They are closer to us than I thought. So close, in fact, that he didn't even leave his new location encoded in that note. So what should I do now? Please keep looking for him. It is imperative he receives those skulls. What are you talking about? Where should I find him? I have a hunch that he is in Caladon. I think I remember him being in Caladon, but I'm not very sure. Crow is in danger. Well, let's go to Caladon, because anyway my road lies there, leads there, sorry, and because there is a funny small encounter exactly in Caladon which I have been avoiding so far, and I think that's exactly the time to actually complete it, and afterwards we will be happy to try to find Arthur Tyron. And by the way, if you just would like to let me know, should I now focus only on the quests and the main storyline, or should I do everything possible in Arcanum so that you can watch? Because I was actually thinking about first completing the quests, all of them, and the main storyline. After that, I was thinking that, like, I will publish this last part of the story development and the credits, and then I will like create an extra video on clearing up the sewers in Arcane, in Torrent, the sewers in Caladon, reading the books in the Torrentian library, and clearing up some monsters locations only, which are still a lot and they are scattered around the map, and that would maybe take 2 streams if I buy bullets outside the streams, because it's not that fun, I think. So what do you suggest? I think, to me, the second way seems more legit, because you won't need to wait for too long until I finally finish the game, and the optional streams will be just kind of what's that, kind of cherry on the cake, but it's not the cherry, because the cherry is exactly the storyline, so maybe a piece of your least favorite fruit on the cake, which you keep for the times when you have nothing else to eat and you aren't particularly hungry, but you want something. And so let's have this small, wonderful conversation between these two halflings. And Shoreline Park. Oh, I know some people who I should show it to. Okay. Why are you interrupting us, fool? I'm the fool. Look at yourselves. You're pathetic. Just a second.
Why are we at...
Probably because I was in Caladon several times, and so what should be happening now, which is apparently a glitch, they should be arguing right now. Like there should be captions appearing above their heads, and they should be fiercely arguing. So let's imagine they are. This gnome intercepts you as you try to talk to his partner. Don't talk with him. Why are you interrupting us? Mind your own business. May I offer my assistance, gentlemen? Help. I do not think you can help the fact that my partner is an imbecile. Make that ex-partner. You two are partners. What happened, or what could he have done to make you so angry? What happened? I'll tell you what happened. I chose the wrong business partner. That's what. Everyone warned me. Don't go into business with a halfling, they said. You're only asking for trouble, they said. I take it you didn't listen. We worked together for years. We had a small gardening business, nothing fancy, but it paid the bills. I never let Terry handle any of the financial work, took care of that myself. I was so stupid to trust him with this last transaction. What did he do? We decided to retire, so we put our equipment up for sale. It wasn't long before we found an interesting party, but I had to go to Toronto on business. I left Terry with explicit instructions on what was and wasn't an acceptable price. So what did he get from them? For them? Beans! He sold all of our tools for 3 supposedly magical beans. I didn't believe him at first, but I've seen the receipt. It's true that the tools should have brought in 2,000 coin at least, but no, not with this blithering idiot in charge. Have you had them checked for magic? Checked? Are you insane? Whoever heard of magic beans? You should have heard the lies they told him. Been in the family for generations, had great powers, created by some ancient wizard. What a crock! What if I bought them off you? What if I bought them off of you? Would you accept 1,000 coin? Looking shocked. You want to buy them? Suddenly convulsing with laughter. Terry, I found a bigger idiot than you. I didn't think it was possible. You can't be serious, sir. I'm perfectly serious. I'll pay you 1,000 coin for the 3 beans. Still laughing. You are too much. Well, you've got yourself a deal. Here, take them. Gives you the beans and takes the coin from you. Good day to you. Come on, Terry, we've bit of coin after all. Let's go celebrate. Well, you might ask, what's the point? Why have I just paid 1,000 coins for a bean? What's wrong with me? And am I not repeating this story of a young man who bought nothing for all his mother had? That's a kind of folklore legend which has alternatives, alterations in different nations. And you know what happened later, that the beans were actually, that's the story. I think in the English folklore it's called the Jack and the Beanstalk, and where Jack climbs the giant beanstalk and ends up on the cloud where a giant lives, and first he steals a chicken he steals a pot of gold, I think. Then he steals a harp. No, he steals a pot of gold, sorry. Then he steals a chicken that gives golden eggs, and then he steals a harp that produces beautiful melodies, and then after the harp was stolen, the giant was after him, and Jack had been able to climb down before the giant, and he started to cut the beanstalk, and so the giant fell on earth and died, and then Jack lived with his mother happily after. That's a summary of the story, and as I said, there are variations in the Russian folklore, I think, and in any other. And so, of course, in this case we have the same situation. So for example, I'll kill Xanalurin now. That's impossible. Virgil, stop hitting her, idiot. Okay, I'll use the speed potion.
Ouch! Watch what you're doing.
So well, first of all, I have to say I'm very proud of their armor now. That's amazing how long they can withstand the damage. Look, my melee fighter could not live longer than my mage, and we talk of mages as glass cannons. Amazing, huh? Huh?
Thank you for resurrecting me. I am indebted to you, my friend.
Well, you have forgotten to remember that I killed you in the first place.
Once again, I owe you thanks for helping me cheat death's cold hand. What do you need?
No problem, man. And by the way, 70, 70. And now we load the game, and you see 57 and 52. Isn't it ludicrous? I killed them, and not that I killed them with one shot. I was shooting them, causing them to inflicting severe wounds upon their bodies, and they were feeling, I think, excruciating pain, and that was happening for 1 minute, and the whole company was watching that, and I wasn't shooting their brain. I mean, they perfectly have their memory with them, I think, intact, and so they get resurrected, and they look at me and say, thank you very much for resurrection, and their attitude towards me improves. That's just preposterous. I can't imagine how to interpret this with any conceivable terms. But well, I have no problem with that. And you see, beans are very light. They're just 5 stones each. And also remember that I bought this Restore Life for roughly 1,600 coin, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more, and that's with the Master Haggle. I don't want to talk about this Scroll of Life Restoration, which is around 2,000 or 3,000 coin each. And so I got 3 resurrection instruments for just 1,000 coins. For just 1,000 coins. I mean, it's not that I paid. I paid only 1,000, not 3. And that's amazing. It is a deal of life. Actually, it's a deal of 3 lives if we play with words. So I'm more than satisfied, and this is how it works. So where am I? What am I doing here? I'm looking for Tyron. I hope he's here. I do hope he is. And that's the museum. The safe. I think I've been there, and I remember there is nothing of use, unfortunately. So this, I think, is Arthur Tyron, I imagine. What do you want? What are you doing here? You're working for them, aren't you? Yes, I am. He says nothing for a moment, his eyes darting from side to side, perhaps looking for the best escape route. So, the day has finally come, isn't that? Is that it? Arthur Tyron has become too dangerous to be allowed to stay alive. Well, my memory didn't fault me. I was correct that he lives in Caledon and somewhere in this district. I wasn't cheating, guys. I mean, this time I wasn't. I just listened to my intuition, let's say. You are Arthur Tyron. The Cesare sent me, or I can say exactly. If this is to be my fate, so be it. I may not be much of a warrior, but I will fight you to my dying breath. I can now kill him, really? I was merely jesting with you. I am not here to kill you, sir. He glares at you for a moment, but he is visibly relieved. That is not funny. What do you want if you're not here to kill me? I have been looking for you to bring you these skulls. He examines them with barely contained excitement. Yes, yes, it is all coming together now. What is? I have uncovered a plot, the ramifications of which could bring down the government of Tarant, but I will need your help to finish my work. Is that so? His eyes dart around again suspiciously. Haven't you ever wondered where all these half-augurs are coming from? 100 years ago, a half-augur was a rare thing, usually the result of raping and pillaging, but human women aren't equipped to birth a baby the size of a half-augur. That is rather strange. I'd never thought of it before. He leans in close to you, intensity dripping from his brow. They are breeding them. They've enslaved women and are forcing them to mate with augurs, I tell you. Who is doing this? The gnomes. The gnomes of the Industrial Council in Tarant. Haven't you ever noticed that every gnome seems to have at least one or two half-augurs always following him around? They are breeding them for protection. How did you find out about all of this? Oh, I've been on the trail a long time, I have. And now that you have brought me the skulls, I'm ready to close in and grab the proof I need to expose them. It's just that, well, I'm not much in the way of physical prowess. I need someone I can trust to collect the evidence for me, as I don't think I would survive. It is sure to be a treacherous endeavor. What does all this have to do with the skulls? The Siamese twins were the result of the first twisted breeding experiments. They tried to breed elves with orcs to produce a breed of extremely strong, resilient mages that they could then control. This was before it was obvious that technology would one day rule Arcanum, of course. So, what happened? The twins were the only viable offspring to come from those experiments. They were scheduled to be put to death, but they disappeared from the laboratory before the termination could take place. They appeared in high society some 20 years later. We believe they must have been under the protection of a powerful ally of ours on the council for them to have survived that long. Who is this ally of yours on the council? No one knows. I have communicated with him in the past through codes in the newspaper and other surreptitious means. I could possibly help you. What would I need to do? Through my research, I have discovered the most likely location for this breeding facility is a small island I have dubbed Half-Augur Island near Thanatos. You would need to find a way into the laboratories to bring me some sort of evidence I can use to expose them to the world. You've piqued my interest. I'll do it. Excellent. Here, let me mark your map with the location of the island, and don't speak with anyone about this. It could be unhealthy for you and me. Agreed. I shall return with your proof. What is it? What have you come back for? I haven't made my way to Half-Augur Island yet. What are you waiting for? Even now they're getting closer to uncovering my whereabouts. We are in imminent danger of being found out. You must make haste. Okay, man. I will follow your command. No problem. So here we need our ship, actually. That's the moment when our ship comes of use. And that's an exciting quest. Partly due to its... well... You know, when you play games, it still kind of feels remote, you know, that what's happening isn't real, that people die not really, and you don't shoot real entities, real living beings, and these magical technological wars aren't real, they are somewhere in imaginary worlds, and monsters don't exist that are depicted here. But this is kind of experimental plot which takes advantage of defenseless creatures, like I mean that women are being used for some gruesome experiments, and our history, I mean the history of humankind, has seen a lot of such things with our civilization, when people, prisoners of war, and children, and just civilians were taken by the forces, by the military, or just by some secret agencies, and exposed to some inhuman experiments and human tortures. And this quest of all the game feels the most real, and that's why so repelling and so reminding that in our world there are nice things, and there are things that you couldn't even see in the worst nightmares, and they're still real, and we have to work to put them to an end. And that's why I'm impressed by this quest, because it is so close to life. Now, how do I sail there? Excuse me. So first of all, I made a mistake that it wasn't Catan, it is a resort island. I meant this, but strangely my ship doesn't take me there. And why would that be so? Okay. No, not Thanatos. No. Tarant, please stop this nonsense. It just doesn't make sense. They broke my ship mechanics. That's horrible. Maybe the captain will take us to the Ogre Island. Will he? I'm looking for passage to half Ogre Island. Passage will cost you 100 coin a head. Okay, the traditional conversation. Strange. I mean, look, this Arthur Tyran asked us, please don't tell anyone about our endeavor. And you say, yeah, of course, sure, no problem. And then you have your own ship, and you can absolutely surreptitiously and secretly sail to that place, telling literally no one, well, except that they will see that you sail, but I mean, they know that I sail all the time, and to Thanatos included, so who would have questions? Interestingly enough, the game doesn't allow you to use your own ship, and forces you to ask some captain. Well, based on what is going to happen, maybe it makes sense. You'll see. Let's come back to this point later. I just want to run around and make sure that I don't skip anything, because I don't remember that I walked around the island. Hey. Oh, it's a big one. Yeah, remembering how big the Arcanum map is, maybe it was a bad idea. So I think, okay, let's stick to the original plan. Let's go to the road. This is kind of a road. You see, no monsters, it's just deserted, it's just a desert. abandoned place, and now there is this menacing construction. Nothing around it. Literally nothing. Well, there is some grass. That's nice. Oh, and some, again, whoa. Whoa, I don't remember this. Oh ho. I don't remember these cages here. Probably have forgotten because I must have seen them last time. Anyway, here I think starts randomized terrain. Here it's not, of course, randomized, so the bones. So I think from what you see, what Arthur Tyron was talking about, and that was just a trap. Interesting, eh? So what he was saying, what he was talking about, now starts making sense. Because it all looks suspicious, and I'm just trying to create some suspense. Unlocked. So let's enter and behold what we meet inside. I'll just give you a moment to contemplate the surroundings. This picture makes one's blood congeal, I think. That's just in the best traditions of the Nazi camps or the Japanese laboratories, or I mean of the 20th century, and other like medieval lovely entertainment pattern of the Inquisition, and nothing is clickable except this safe. But really dreadful picture. The game designer definitely, well, spent some time planning this and making sure that the player would feel the horror and the inhuman actions taking place here. Let's let's see the Half-Ogre Laboratory Journal. That's a must read. Experiment 10048, Section 5. The male human, female half-ogre coupling produce an offspring seems to be an extremely rare occurrence and cannot be dependent on for significant numbers. The female human, male half-ogre experiments fare much better, but with 100% loss of host. The host is the woman. Experiment 1008.5 CE, Section 2. Our rate of experimentation has increased with the new influx of the female subjects from the lower part of society. These new hosts cannot even be relied upon to go to term, being in such poor health, suffering from common ailments those living in this manner are subject to. A healthier source of subject would help immensely, as I have some new surgical ideas I would like to implement, but the subjects I have to work with would not hold up under the knife. Experiment 1015E, Section 1. The new surgical techniques we are applying have reduced the numbers of fatalities by removing the unborn before term. The hosts seem to be viable for 3 harvests before their bodies fail. Isn't it monstrous? I mean, what I'm reading. Subnote 1. Some of my less dedicated colleagues have had to be dismissed as they were expressing doubts about our new female host. I have no such compunctions. Once they are here, they are a number to me and nothing more. Scientific advancement would never occur if the weak-willed were to have their say. I think if you asked me, I would like to donate my life to some, well, cruel experiments. I mean, if they were to advance our civilization, or if they were to save lives, I mean, I would definitely volunteer. I believe in this kind of death for the greater good, but I have to volunteer, and I think it's the most essential point that has to be like based on person's decision, not like that, not violent exposure to killing experiments, like 3 harvests. How is that? 3 ogre births. I'm ready to return to Caledon, sir. Yes. Why Caledon? Why Caledon? I was sailing from Tarant, but doesn't matter. Okay, let's see Arthur Tyron. I want to skip until morning. I don't know. It's it partly reminds me this quest from Oblivion, from the Elder Scrolls 4, the add-on, the DLC Shivering Isles, this Sheogorath's domain, where you go to his well, to the woman who loves him. I don't remember her name, and she's this mage who produced the Goliath, the ogre who was securing the gate to the Sheogorath's world, and so she also has an underground premise, let's say, and there she conducts some experiments with people, making them fight with monsters, and you happen to find her diary, and that's, I mean, in terms of art, this is incredible. I mean, that games enable you to, I'm not sure I can meet a lot of such stuff in books, at least maybe in books that I read. Hello, Postagogi. I'm just talking about the horrible experiments that gnomes are running here in Arcanum. And so when you read such literature in game and such topics appear about inhuman experiments, and on the one hand your blood chills because you just can't comprehend how cruel people can be, and on the other hand, as I said, I'm kind of fascinated that these topics are brought to light by the game designers, and it makes you consider, like, because as I always say, nothing is more horrible than reality, because what you can imagine is in no comparison with what actually happens in the world, and there are much more terrible things, and we have to devote our full attention to not letting this happen anymore at all costs. So, I'm glad you are here. You were working with Tyron, were you not? Who are you? Where is Tyron? Or, I don't know what you are speaking of. I don't know what I'm speaking of, what he is speaking of. So I am to believe you wandered into Mr. Tyron's house by chance. Come now, we both know that isn't true. Please tell me where he is. I was meant to meet him here. We were to exchange important information. I don't believe you. What have you done with him? I could be asking you the same thing. Bargain into this house uninvited. I have been a colleague of his for quite some time, and he never mentioned you, but I do know who you are and what you have recently acquired. Something that could be damning to certain parties, yes? No. What makes you think that I have? I see you are very. That is smart, as the trail we are following is a dangerous one. He thinks for a moment. Very well. I will share with you the information I have gathered, and you can decide for yourself whether to believe me or not. I am not certain how much of it I believe myself, but this is what I've found out. I'm listening. About 55 years ago, a group of gnomes from various parts of Arcanum began to acquire large amounts of money from investments in the new technology. As their wealth and perceived influence began to grow, age-old prejudice began to surface. Gnomes were thought to be miserly thieves. The other races didn't trust them to gain power. Go on. There were thefts, beatings, and threats, mysterious letters in the night warning the little gnomes to keep to their place. The gnomes tried human bodyguards to no avail. Any human that would be a bodyguard to a gnome at that time was, by definition, an untrustworthy, shiftless sort. At first they tried unsuccessfully to breed elves and orcs into some bestial magic hybrid to do their bidding. The Siamese twins. Exactly, but you know all about what happened with them now, don't you? It was a foolhardy idea to begin with, at any rate. Orcs have a natural dislike for gnomes, and the gnomes needed something much more docile. I'm listening. The next obvious choice seemed to be the half-ogres. Tired of being hunted and the promise of large amounts of food gained the gnomes extremely loyal bodyguards, but there was a problem. A half-ogre was a very rare thing in those days, and with good scientific reasons for being so. And the gnomes, without bodyguards, were used as leverage against those protected. Please continue. The greatest concentration of these gnomes were in Tarant, which was still a monarchy at the time. They pleaded with the king for his help, but the last thing the king wanted was a group of rich banker gnomes with power in his kingdom. The beatings continued, and the king and his court turned a blind eye to their plight. That was when, well, let's call him Mr. X, decided to act. Mr. X. Yes. He hired a prostitute to go home with him one evening, and he locked her in his basement, where he also happened to be keeping a full-blooded ogre. You can imagine what happened then. She died giving birth, as was to be expected, but Mr. X now had his future bodyguard. He recruited some of other gnomes, and the kidnappings began in earnest. What happened then? For safety's sake, they set up a breeding laboratory on the island you visited. The plan wasn't working out as well as they had hoped, as the women all died giving birth, and the more prostitutes they disappeared, the more the authorities were looking into their affairs. They decided to try surgical means to delivery, but the women were too sickly to survive that. Go on. This is when the king's hirelings discovered what was happening. Unfortunately for the king, though, the gnomes had become incredibly rich in this time, rich enough, in fact, to purchase the king's murderer and the kidnapping of the queen and her young son. Rumors began circulating immediately, pointing to the queen as the killer of her husband. The queen was brought to the island, wasn't she? Yes, she was the patient in the first successful operation. She mothered 3 before she passed, I believe. Soon after, the Industrial Council gained power in Tarant. The disappearances of prostitutes began to slow down, but the mysterious rush of disappearances of the wives and daughters of the political enemies of the council began. That is horrible. They only lasted for a short time, however, as they had now bred enough half-ogre females to no longer need to rely on human breeders. They have hundreds of them now, kept in cages on a breeding farm somewhere. They keep this whole thing in a cloud of mystery by releasing half-truths, lies, and even real information through unstable individuals like Tyron. So no one believes any of it. Exactly, everyone believes it to be the imaginings of madmen and paranoids. Is this all true? That's a good question. We must not be too anxious to believe it because we want it to be true, or too anxious to disbelieve it because we want it to be false. We must remain neutral in our decision as to whether it is true or not. What? That's absurd. It's either true or it isn't. Then none of it's true. Well, maybe some of it. I'll bring proof to the press. I'll expose this whole thing. What do you have? Nothing. You have a journal that was left for you to find on purpose, which could have been written last week. What have you seen? Why, I believe you saw an abandoned warehouse, nothing more, save what your twisted imagination made it out to be. Why are you doing this? We always need more converts to spread the word. You might have had real information, but now you don't know anything. What have I told you that is real? Feel free to tell anyone everything I have told you. I'm sure the press would love to hear your story, perhaps. Good day to you, sir. It has been a pleasure. And now I can kill him, because apparently he is this agent of the authorities, the gnomish authorities who spread these half-truths. And well, I'm not going to continue this murderous path, and I will say just good day, which is quite unfortunate because Arthur Tyron is understandably dead already. I might try. Well, first of all, who lives in this house? Who is that? Daniel McPherson, Master Trap Arming and Disarming. Of course, must go. Can you tell me about the vendor? I want to talk to him later. It's an interesting fellow, just for the sake of the conversation. Now there is a post office, a mass media, a newspaper in Caledon, and I just wanted to have a word with this. Hello, sir. I have evidence of a conspiracy you may be interested in. A look of suspicion crosses his face. What do you mean, conspiracy? Is this some type of jest? The Industrial Council has been illegally breeding half-augurs. Let's say I was interested in this story, I would need proof. It is all right here. Show him the journal. By the gods, this is astounding. I can make my reputation with a story like this. If you leave this with me, I'll print it in its entirety. It will be the story of the century. Okay, here it is. Looking through the book. I cannot believe this. This is what I have been waiting for. I'll write this up now to get it tomorrow's paper. And so, let me show what will happen. I can give it to the guy in Torrent. I could, I mean. So one day has passed. We are entering the newspaper office. Hello, sir. How is the story shaping up? I'm still working on it. Tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow. Let's see. One day more. Sleeping guy. It's daylight. Stop sleeping. A new person. Who are you? Where is Sam Longwell? Who? My name is James Leggett. I work here. I'm afraid I don't know any Sam Longwell. He was working here. I spoke to him. He said he was a reporter. I am the only reporter who works out of this office. Local Caledonian reporter for the Torrentian. For what? 20 years now? Wait a moment. When did you say you spoke to this fellow? Tell him. He hits his hand with his fist. What is going on around here? I was sent on a wild goose chase that day, tracking down a mysterious anonymous tip that was wired here. Someone is playing us for fools, boy. So the guy I told my story to wasn't a reporter. As I said, I am the only reporter that works out of this office. What's your story? Perhaps I'd be interested in it myself. Tell him the story. That's, well, I've heard some outlandish tales in my day, but that is just about the wildest. It's true, I tell you. I'm sure it is. He smiles in a way that tells you he is sure it isn't. I need to get back to work now, if you'll excuse me. And I can also try to kill him, but well, I must take my leave. And that's how the quest finishes. How is that, guys? So, we have discovered that for years, for decades, gnomes were killing women, first prostitutes, then high society females, in a most cruel and unimaginable manner, forcing them to copulate with augurs, to breed half-augurs, and through this procedure, which happened numerous times to those women, they were losing their health and eventually died. And all this is a this always presented like a half-mad story that nobody believes in, and anyone who dares point his or her nose into the story is probably killed, prosecuted, made to disappear. Well, I think they didn't touch me because, well, no one touches me in Arcanum anymore because I'm level 48, and my gun is strong. But I have 6 companions and the mad dog which bites half health of any individual. But other creatures are just eliminated on the spot if they happen to stumble upon this conspiracy, and that's horrid and distressing. But we have what we have, and one of the most interesting quests in Arcanum is has just been completed. And I should say that, well, I was talking about 3 top dialogues in Arcanum. Well, if to talk about 3 top quests in Arcanum, I think this is one of them. And incidentally, you see this person who was standing here, what was that, Cesario or whatever, he also disappeared. Probably he was eliminated. And let's try to talk to the Tarantian guy, to the reporter from the Tarantian. I think to no avail it will be, but still to make sure that we are, well, we have done our best. Virgil woke up, hidden me up, I don't know. I think here is the place where he does it, so it's interesting. Hello, I need some time. I can't tell him anything. Well, that's curious. That's strange, because maybe it's because the option is eliminated by exhausting it in Caledon. Trying to talk to the newspaper office guy in Caledon makes it impossible to talk to the Tarantian guy. Quite a shame. Can I buy something interesting here? By the way, beans are quite expensive, you see, around 300 coins. Well, I could buy basic plate mail and make another bunch of money, but it's kind of boring, and I have enough money already for my needs. I'm just checking, maybe they have something interesting. Hey, Prostagog, you are back. So can you tell me how is it in the place where you are now? How is your mood? How is the weather there? Are you settled? Are you comfortable? Have you met any people already? I imagine you should have started building your social circle. And as you're writing, I will talk to this halfling in the street because he is funny. He will insult us in all possible manners. You stupid human sodding rotter, get lost. And then I can pretend that I don't want to be rude back, and I can be really British, excuse me, but wouldn't you like to reconsider that remark? No, I would not. People like you make me sick, always putting on airs as if you are better than others. You can jump, go jump. What? You can jump, go jump in the river for all I care. And you are the example we should all aspire to imitate, or your mind is on vacation but your mouth is working overtime. Well, that's a good one. Look here, leapy holier than the human. I'm sure you're not as stupid as you look. Nobody could be. Take a gander at this, a clumsy ham-fisted human. You have been hit in the head once too often, I think. Look here. Your mind is always fresh. It should be. You never use it. I'll not take any of your human guff, Redbag. I will continue insulting him. You know, actually, I think you enjoy insulting people. He grins from ear to ear. Ha! Ha ha! So you have guessed my secret, my friend. It is true, may the gods forgive me, but I can't resist a bit of repartee with the common folk. But you, sir, seem uncommon to me. The name is Sammy White, but folks just call me Sammy. What is your name? I'm a funny guy. He yawns. I grow weary of this conversation. What do you want? Why do you enjoy insulting people? Why? Why not? Torrent is meant to be the center of everything. Well, Sammy is telling you that it isn't that great. In fact, it is downright dreary after you get to know the place, and the folks here are arrogant stuffed shirts mostly. You seem to have some strong antisocial tendencies. He yawns. What do you do? Well, that is hard to say exactly, and not really any of your business either. Please be gone, or I shall taunt you again. You couldn't get a job as a firing squad target. Look here. Okay, I'll be departing now. That's enough. Well, let's read the chat. Weather is quite hot. It will be 31 tomorrow. But this city is the oldest one in Poland and beautiful as well. Think I'm going to post some pics on my wiki profile. Yeah, man, please post photos, because I'm sure it will be exciting to see what this city in Poland looks like, and of course from your perspective it's even more interesting, like what you see, and I'm quite excited about your experience that is happening right now and it's gonna be happening forward. Tell me please, when is your academic year going to be started? I remember you were saying that it's kinda longer than in other educational institutions, but I think you are somewhere about the beginning, I imagine. Bullets. Right. Well, what else can we do? Any fun quests left? The golden idol of the barbarians. Well, that's a lot of shooting. October 15. Well, that's what, a month forward, right? So what will be your entertainment until October 15? Will you be just seeing the sights, or what is your plan of entertaining yourself? And I'll go to Kree to steal this golden idol and kill, I think, 2 dozens of barbarians. Poor barbarians. Actually, they are quite sturdy folk, and but I think I have enough shooting resources, and my team is strong enough. Okay, there's orcs. I'll be working and walking as well. Well, that's cool. Have you already had a working day? So you wanted to teach English, I imagine, and how did it go? If you already had experience. Come on, orcs just can't. They just have no chill, as we say. So let's continue. Please don't attack me. I don't want to kill any more orcs. They don't deserve such fate. Wild lions kinda deserve that because they attacked me. Rats, no.
Yes,
They
I'll do
give a
that
lot of
for you.
experience. I'll kill them myself. Perfect. Okay. Oh, come on. Come on, that was just like less than a second away and they still attacked me. Finally. Okay, the only job I was suggested is working on some factory. Oh, I see. But still, it's kind of interesting. What factory and what kind of duties will you have there? I wouldn't treat it as something, well, discouraging. I think it's still very nice, and you will meet people and have conversations and stuff.
Yes, I'll do that for you.
So barbarians. Barbarians hit hard, you see. I think I need speed potion. Okay, let's loot them.
What do you...
Dorian, you will keep these. What?
How can I help you?
Magnus? Ah, you are packed
What can I
beyond measure. So Franklin, you will keep this. Oh, that's so much loot here. You can't imagine.
What can I
I don't think I will have enough space in my friends' inventory, but hoping they will have enough. Otherwise, I'm pretty much troubled with this, I should say. Thank you, Virgil. You finally managed to heal me up. Where are you running to? People? What are you doing? Ah, it was me who was running. Okay. That was... I got a hard punch on the face. Ah, because I'm tired. I see. I need to rest a bit. Barbarians are everywhere here, you see. Chocolate producing, but I keep trying looking for some places for students. Well, chocolate, it's like, it's a fairy tale, man. It's amazing. It's Polish chocolate is one of the best in the world, and you remember that chocolate bar from 11-bit studios. That was so delicious. I hate it. I have so little fatigue. No. Don't let them hit me, please. Okay, attack. And this is quality sword. Somebody dropped it.
What is it that you want of me?
Virgil, you have no place,
What is
I'm
it?
sure. Zanelrin, you will have this. Oh, I'm sure I won't have enough space. Like, there are so many barbarians to kill, and where can I wait? One more. What? That was, I think.
What is it you need?
I think that was the dog who killed him.
Yes, I'll do that for
So
you.
savagely, only
What is...
the dog can bite. Right. I think, well, that's just the beginning. Yeah, I hope once I'll meet them as Keratin is over. Of course you will meet them, man. I'm sure you will meet them. It's I have no hesitations about it. And I mean, if you don't meet them in Poland, then why are you in Poland? It's like, it's a must. It's a must. Poor wolves. Who is walking so slowly? Franklin Payne.
What can I do?
Are you so troubled? I see. He needs more strength. These wolves don't learn their lesson. Oh, rats, stop. I'll kill them myself.
Yes, I'll...
Bravo! Jolly good strike, my good man!
Yeah, that's it. Can I just heal up, please?
Yes, I'll do that for you.
I am all
Very
my
well.
abilities. Let the blood flow.
Oh, and I also got damage. Amazing, just amazing. Can I, like, maybe if I change... Where are you running? What's happening? I hate this game sometimes. Can I just heal up without those fucking scripts? No, I can't. They will just attack me endlessly. No, I think I will just ask Virgil to heal me.
What is it that you want?
Because
What type of
it
healing do you
will,
want?
we will,
What type? I'm finished.
we'll be healing it,
What
until
is it
next
that you
morning,
want?
I think.
What type of
if
healing do you want? What type of healing? I'm
Shut
finished.
up.
What is it that? What type? What type?
Fool,
I'm
shut
finished.
fucking up. Idiot, bastard. 1 hour. If somebody attacks me in this hour... Okay, thank you. Alright, part 2. Part 2. The rest of the barbarians who are still numerous. You saw there were 4 standing at the... Oh my god. Oh my god. What? Bronze barbarian clothes? Unidentified armor? I haven't looted. Okay. Perfect. So... Where is me? Somebody died. It was Virgil. Nice. Perfect. Amazing. Splendid. Go fight. Whoa, 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 whoa. Guys, don't you want to fight? Why am I running from them? Oh my god. I think we are done. Imagine. Yeah. Everyone is alive. I'm alive. Enemies are dead. Now I have to pack my friend's inventory to the maximum amount, because I want to be sure I've taken everything from this place. Now, can the books be reoriented? Yes, they can. They can be reoriented. Freaking. My life is too nervous. My eyes just tweaking like hell. Any chance? Very, very evil cat. Oh, who is this very, very evil cat, I wonder? But hello. Is there any chance meetings will continue? Will you forgive me if I say, in the most ironic manner, as I'm playing a game inspired by British humor, you know, if I say, yes, there is a chance, without telling you what chance exactly? Does it qualify as the worst irony?
How can I help you?
Sorry, not irony, but sarcasm or cynicism.
What do you need?
What is
Have
it
we
you...
run out of place? Oh no, what is that? Logger, since when? Oh, I haven't sold. Alright. Logger is packed.
What can I...
Franklin Payne is packed.
How can I help?
Magnus is kind of packed. Yeah. Then Virgil,
What is it?
I think, is... Well, we can fit 1 armor here, I think. No, we can't. There isn't enough space. At least I can give him the note and magic beans, because I'm not planning to die, and Krakatour's eye, and yeah. Oh, actually, I'll take one bean and give him the long sword, I think, and then he will. I know what will happen. No, I won't give him the long sword. Okay. Who next? Bronze barbarian clothes. What else? Flamberg. Oh, this is more expensive than anything. Junk pile. Oh my god. But I need to take the magical ones. They're more expensive. Yeah. Can I drop this? Yeah, swords are not as valuable to me. Now, oh, and also I have the idol itself, and okay, hey, stuff. Where is the idol itself? Here? Yeah. Oh, it occupies 3 by 4. So chances are slim at best. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, I cannot tell you precisely what I think, because partly and honestly, I'm not sure.
What can I do for you?
Like, I'm not sure at all, and that's why I can't tell you. Secondly, it doesn't really depend on me, the decision. I mean, when I can tell you for sure and what I tell you for sure, it doesn't depend on me. And so also the club meetings are like, I'm thinking about them, but I will be thinking about them more later when something else is decided about my life, and this is yet to happen, so I'm not sure yet, as I said, and I think I'll be able to give you a final answer, the final answer, in approximately 2 weeks, and just, I'm sure you know me on Vkontakte if you're asking this question about the club. So just message me in 2 weeks. You can message me now and tell me, like, Andy, can you please inform me exactly after you're ready? And so yeah, and Prostogogi wrote, I still think that the idea about Discord server wasn't so bad. People aren't just ready for this. Man, you have to be realistic. You just said yourself, people aren't just ready for this. People can't even message each other on Vkontakte properly. They can't self-organize. They can't understand what is a stream, how to watch a stream. And you are suggesting that I create a Discord channel? Are you serious? I mean, I don't like when people aren't realistic about things. Virgil, can you stop this?
What is it you need?
Oh my god. I will turn off the sound. So, I was saying that if we have a community, then we have to be unified, and the community has to understand itself. And apparently, when we have some people suggesting Discord, that means that we have a terrible gap between understanding. And I don't also. Please go to Wikipedia and read about Occam's razor, or in Russian Britva Occama, and you will learn this rule. Don't create substances, don't create any extra stuff that is not essentially necessary. In Russian it is "не плоди сущности", and what you are trying to do, and some other folks, is exactly diversify what is not necessary to diversify. You are trying to spread the focus, and what you will get is spreaded focus, no concentration, and you will lose the society, you will lose the community, because some people will be on Discord, some people will be on Telegram, some people will be on VK, some people will be on Instagram, on streams, and what it means, there is no community at all. Unification is the answer, not separation. Discord is not mass tool. It is not. It is very, very niche instrument, and you have to realize that. I don't know how to explain it again. I was sick of it half a year ago trying to explain this and failed. 3 months ago I had to explain it and failed, and I think I'm going to fail now again. But Discord is a niche thing for gamers, for streamers. Our club is just simple people who don't, I mean simple from the standpoint of that they don't enjoy games and streaming as a concept, which was obvious from the fact that there was lack of enthusiasm in participation, there was lack of enthusiasm in watching. People were saying that, well, I don't understand why I should watch because I'm not talking, and that's a funny argument, but I accept it. I mean, that's perfectly understandable. Which is not understandable is why then they watch TV, for example. But okay, this is their business. And the second point in all this, who is going to watch after Discord? I mean, I can't find any people who I can delegate completely to. I mean, to give all the responsibility over the English club to them. I mean, I don't see these people, and nobody can write posts, nobody can stream, nobody can hold meetings, nobody can even just assemble people into one chat on Vkontakte. I mean, people just, it always happens that people say, well, Andy, do this. And I mean, well, it is your idea why I do this. Why maybe I should also start a new company, maybe I should also open a pharmacy, maybe I should also start, I don't know, some charity business, maybe I should do everything in the world and cook dinner for you. I mean, what's that? I'm not against all these ideas, but I have my personal plan. I have my personal staging of ideas. I want to be sure that I can do it properly and at necessary level. And what you guys are trying to do is, well, let's do many things at once, and each of them will fail. And what's the point of that? Because you see, it's not that ideas are just ideas. I mean, actually, they are just ideas. They have to be implemented, and to be implemented, there has to be hard work. Now, I'm not limitless. I can't do everything in the world, and I have grown dangerously sick of that. Dangerously sick, because I'm very ready to jump from the, metaphorically speaking, from the train, which is just giving up everything I have built, and that's very dangerous. That's because I know I can do it, I have done it before, and just when people display this lack of understanding, lack of consideration, lack of vision, which I was trying to breed in people, which I was trying to raise in people, I get severely disappointed, let's say, and yeah, I think you just triggered me again. Sorry, I don't want to be negative, and this is the battle that I was fighting in the spring, and let's say it's already a turned page for me. I don't think about it. I don't think about this anymore so hard. And I mean, I know Discord is a big thing for you, man, and you personally have done a lot for the club, like a whole lot. In just several months, you have done more than many club members have in years, and I greatly appreciate that, and I hope I can repay, at least in words, and I'm absolutely positive and sure about your splendid future. As I mean, in any profession that you choose, well, I see you are going by this gamer's path and game industry path, and I'm sure you will be excellently successful. And I'm just fighting with your idea. I hope you understand that I'm fighting with your idea. Actually, not even fighting. I'm giving you my vision, which I usually base on, and you see my work. You see how I work. You see what I do, and you see that like what things I have completed, and this is how I think. This is how carefully I think. So I'm trying to argue with your idea, not with you yourself, because you are a wonderful person and very hardworking person, and I greatly appreciate you, and I really respect you, and I'm really happy that I have met you. Now, very, very evil cat. Around 1 person in 20 in the club knows what Discord is, not to mention Discord servers are a pain to moderate, since they get infested with weird randoms all the time unless you police the hell out of them. Now I'm very interested who you are. I don't remember anyone talking like that in English. I mean, on my chats and about Discord. So I'm very curious. Would be happy to learn who I was talking to, but I mean, if you want to keep it a secret, you're of course welcome, but I would love to get a note from you on VK. Then Gorgip, I understand, not going to argue back, I'm just recalling memories of spring. Yes. At the same time, you know, man, I have an impression that actually, has Virgil stopped casting? I think, yeah, he has, so I can return the sound. So I kind of understand that you're right in the terms of expanding our community. And look, what I'm doing now, I'm streaming, right? I'm online. All will be relieved in time. All right, that's is it a, what's that, retribution? Is it kind of revenge for my secrecy, and that I didn't want to tell the full story, and now you don't want to tell the full story? Okay, if you prefer this intrigue, let it be, but okay. Now back to my point. You see, I'm now online, I'm streaming. That means that I'm doing what? I'm developing the online club by this. Just the club, I'm hoping for that. The club has to be thousands and thousands of people, and on my YouTube channel. And there, man, I think there will be Discord channel, of course, because that's what's that? Integral part of modern streaming, to have a Discord channel. And actually I've had conversations with one of my friends about playing together as a co-op, and there we'll need to have a Discord channel. Even more so, I should add, English Bonfire Club or English Bonfire Discord channel exists. It exists. I created it in the spring. I just didn't tell about it, and I didn't use it anyhow, but it exists. I created it. I'm a responsible person. I listen to opinions, and I thought, well, if competent people like you tell me that it is a good idea, I did it. I just didn't know what to do with it. It wasn't really relevant. It wasn't really viable at that point, but it will be. So I'm just I'm saying that what you are telling me is correct. So probably I'm just being too overwhelmed with things, you see, and this is what I'm talking about. I'm exhausted. I'm just too stressed to conceive all the possible ideas at once and to think about them properly. And as I am a completionist, I am a maximalist, and I'm also a perfectionist. To me, it's just painful to think about many ideas at once and realize that I will fail at them. And so I get nervous. When I get nervous, I get angry. When I get angry, I start talking rubbish and fail to explain my point properly. And I think now, I hope I have explained you everything, because actually I listened to you. Actually, I created the channel, and actually I'm planning to develop it, but just in time. Just later. The next. Streaming obscure old-looking games is not a good way to expand. Stream Among Us, slap a webcam on and draw in cash. I'm not forcing you to do this. I was talking about past. Didn't mean to cast your anger. Oh, I was... No, it didn't cast my anger. I think I'm trying to explain my reaction in the spring. Now I'm just kind of being a phantom of that person. And well, I hope we are good at that, right? So you don't have any negative impressions from my speech, and I neither have nothing bad against it, and no bad impressions about obscure old looking games. Well, first of all, Arcanum is what's the full name of Magick and of Steam and Magick Obscura, I think it is the full name. And well, hold on, I need to connect my phone to the charging device. And so not a good way to expand. Well, as I said, I'm just a mortal. I'm not limitless, and I have seven days a week to work. I have lessons every day, and I kind of struggle to find energy to take photos every day and to stream and to just live as a person. But I think I manage, kind of to some extent. And about games, I will finish Arcanum, and I will come back to maybe Deus Ex, which is quite modern, I think. I'm also thinking about playing Skyrim, because I've never played Skyrim, and I think it can be interesting and less old. And maybe I'll play what's that? Dragon Age, the first part, because I loved it. It's a wonderful RPG with dialogues which are quite human. I mean, they look interesting. Maybe I'll play some new RPGs like just a second, what's that name? Disco Elysium, this beloved one that many people just are crazy about. And maybe I'll play what's that? So there was Pillars of Eternity, and then they released starts with Tyranny. Maybe I'll play Tyranny. It depends on if my laptop is going to run them properly. Maybe I'll play Heroes 5, which is, well, quite old, of course, but it's still more spectacular, and there are fans of that game. And that's the first point. The second point is I actually want to, maybe I should run around just to create some dynamics on the picture. So I'm also planning to how I'm going to develop my channel. I actually want to make educational videos with some English teaching. I mean, to actually teach people on my channel, and that's the most important point. My channel has to be educational with gaming streams, with co-op streams, with some other fun stuff I'm planning to do. And that's how I'm going to develop my channel, to actually, well, kind of have this mixture, like I'm an English teacher who also plays games, and try to popularize this culture. And well, that's kind of my and photography also, but I don't think it is about YouTube, it's about other things. So that's my plan, and I hope it will work out. At least, well, you know, in the spring when I was beginning to stream, I was thinking in a very wrong way. I was thinking about numbers, I was thinking about success, I was thinking about like how I can like invite more people and so on and so forth, which was exactly terrible way to think about streaming, because and about anything actually. Any activity that we start doing has to be, first of all, enjoyable, and you have to be sincerely happy about doing something. And that was the story of the English club. I created the club because I needed it. I was dying without this kind of socialization in English about important topics, about wonderful things, I was dying without creativity. I wanted to organize something. I was missing English, and I was depressed. I was alone, and so on and so forth. And so the club was kind of my child, and it revived me. It basically resurrected me and gave me a second life. and I didn't care about how many people came. I didn't care about what kind of difficulties and humiliation from relatives I was coming through, that it was a stupid idea to teach for free and whatever they were talking about and other rubbish, and how people reacted, that I was just, well, kind of wasting myself on some strange concepts, and I didn't care. I couldn't care less, actually. I was so enjoying the process of teaching people, and well,
Nice. Done.
you know what came of it. So I started with 2 people at the meeting. I mean, there were meetings where nobody came to, which nobody came to. There were meetings with 2 people and 3 people and 4 people, and then slowly we arrived at the point with 5 people, and then we arrived at the point with 10, and then 15, and then 20, and then 40, and then 50, and so that's the story that you probably already saw before the pandemic came, and yeah, that's how sincere ideas work out. And about streaming, about video making, I feel that I now finally enjoy the process truly. I'm well, now I have you on my stream, so we are 3, but usually I stream alone. I mean, I'm streaming and I see this number 1 on Twitch application, because this one is me checking the chat, and I'm not getting demotivated, I'm not getting discouraged, because I'm still enjoying the process. And also I upload on YouTube, and there are 5-10 people who watch this, and basically I'm not playing alone, and that's exactly what I was aiming at, not to play alone, not to preserve all this wonderful experience to myself, to share it with people, well, I think you got my point. And so after I have reached this point, which I was really worried about, because I don't like doing anything without going full-heartedly into this activity, and now I'm into the process with my full heart, well, with what is left after my exhaustion, but this will change, and very soon. And you see, I'm very optimistic about what's going to happen, and even if nothing massive is going to happen, well, I'm sure I will have quality time with you, with other guys who will come and watch me. That's the point. And well, obscure games, yes, but they are still my favorite, and that's also important for creating the spirit that I'm really enjoying what's happening. And well, to boot, it's going to finish soon. I mean, I'm close to the end of Arcanum, and then we can jump to something more modern. And I agree, it is necessary, because it's really painful sometimes to see these patches mutilating my favorite game, and how laggy everything is, and how everything is just not working
What is it
properly, and there are what? Hey, where is the loot? Ah, I know what happened. This wonderful young lady transformed into the earth elemental, and after transformation she dropped everything on the floor. And of course I left it there. Whoa. Yeah, that's the end of my speech, I think, and my voice is going croaky again. I wish I had more resource, but after talking to my students, well, that's all I have left. And sorry. So what do you think? If you want to respond, I'll be glad to hear. And to those who are watching on YouTube, I just have to explain, I think, what has just been happening and what I was talking about. So I'm from Russia, from Krasnoyarsk, and Krasnoyarsk is in Siberia, and it is a city with 1 million inhabitants, and so I'm an English teacher, as you can tell, and I've had an English club, which is a community, has existed for 7 years since its formation, and the point of this club, why I founded it, was to bring people together and practice English. And so I prepare topics, people come and speak, and well, we have tea, coffee, we eat some cookies, and basically it's a very, very warm experience for anyone who dares join, because you know, in Russia English is not that widespread, and so when people learn it, they actually, many of them are very insecure about practicing and meeting actual people to talk to, and so you have to basically convince everyone that, like, please don't be so shy, it's not that scary, and you should definitely try it out. And so when eventually they come and join us, they usually, I think, finally break this barrier, and this kind of ice that grips them melts, and that's super nice to see. And I think it helps to, well, language actually eventually comes second after very important socialization moment, that many people who come to the club are lonely and they just seek friends, and they seek some communication. Nostalgia, can't wait to visit the club again as soon as possible, wrote Prostagogi. Yeah, that's the point. I mean, that club, which was initially a place for kind of English practice, actually grew to become a very important... What am I doing? Am I buying things? Oh my god. Oh, thanks God I didn't continue. I thought I was talking to Torian Kel. What the hell? Alright, I have to be more concentrated. So this focus, as I said, from the language target shifted to the socialization target, that people came for to meet their friends, to make new friends, to fight with loneliness, to even fight with depression. I know many people actually have depression, and I am a very open person in these terms. I love telling people about what I think and what kind of depressive episodes I myself have or have had in life, about doctors, about treatment, and so they see that. And I don't limit topics, I mean philosophically don't limit topics. I don't welcome any sexual context or harassment, of course, or any xenophobic comments like racism or homophobia. I am very tolerant and actually welcome these SJW tendencies into the club, and I'd like to banish all the opposite from there, or I mean all the opposite which is just stupid remarks aimed at insulting people. I'm for the open dialogue, for the open and competent dialogue, which is rarely presented by the haters. So yeah, and so the club is an incredible community of maybe, well, officially I have maybe 200 members. I mean those who hold the membership cards, which my sister designed. So 200 permanent members minimum, and maybe, well, around 1,000 of those who have attended at least once in their life. So it's massive. It's massive, and it's massive in terms of the result. It's massive in terms of the experience. Is it not Zana Lorenz?
What is it?
What the hell are you wearing? It's yours. Thank God. Crazy lady. What is she doing? Okay. I was thinking, why Franklin Payne has this dragon scale armor. Now I understand. So yeah, it's a warm place. If you happen to be in Russia, in Krasnoyarsk, please let me know. If I'm still here, of course.
How can I help?
What can I...
Well, I didn't expect to to talk that long about that actually. I mean, it's great that we have had this conversation, but I'm surprised that people still bother. I'm really surprised that people still bother. I mean, I feel bad about that in terms of I feel like I'm letting people down, kind of robbing them, bereaving them of something essential in their life, something dear they grew fond of, and now I took it arbitrarily and don't want to give back. And well, guys, if you are listening to that, I first of all apologize.
What is it you need?
It wasn't my kind of
What can I do?
volunteer decision, first of all. Secondly,
What is it you need?
I know myself, and at some point I just have to have some
What is it
consideration time, let's say,
What is it that you
to
want?
avoid making some hasty decisions, mistakes,
for you?
and
What is it
later regretting them.
How can I help you?
So that's my point.
What do you need?
Of course, it's impossible that I will just forget the club, or I will just neglect it, or I will just I will just
What is it that you
ignore
want?
its needs, or I will let it go. No, I actually
What can
have
I
a
answer
plan.
for you?
If you're still listening, my
What is it that you
my
want?
idea 2 years ago was to foster a couple of more moderators, and actually I even started.
What
I
type of healing? What type
published
of, I'm
a
finished.
kind of an
What is it?
application
What type
form
of- what type
for
of I'm finished.
moderatorship.
What is it? What type
And,
of? What type of? I'm finished.
Can you guess how
What
many
is it that
people
you want?
applied
What type of healing?
in
What
a
type
month?
of healing? I'm finished.
Well, if you said
What is it that you
0,
want?
then you're right. 0 people applied, and I was like, okay, I got it. Nobody wants to moderate, though it's just incredible experience. It is so edifying. It is so shaping your teaching skills and organization skills and management skills, which are the same, and even marketing skills. I mean, SMM skills to some extent, because you have to post announcements and make it in a not this hellish, boring manner that usually people have. And also you need to be hospitable and welcoming and smiling and so on. So it's also soft skills training, and I don't understand why people didn't want to do it, because it's well, where else can you do it in Krasnoyarsk and under supervision? And so I'm again starting to get triggered. So I was saying that now I want to make sure that I actually have a team of moderators, and I was planning to actually have a kind of short-term course for people to learn moderatorship, to learn facilitation, like how does a club work, what are the principles, what kind of topics can be discussed, why not, and like all the experience
Yes,
I have
I'll do
collected
that for you.
during all these years, I want to present kind of wrapped in a form of a seminar, like people do when they have some experience. I'm not trying to pretend that I have some incredible experience now, but I see there is a necessity. I see that I have to do that because it is nice to what are you doing? Go back, stop running away. So I see that there is a necessity to build a team of people who can be responsible, who can be in charge of all this incredible machine, of this incredible group of people in Krasnoyarsk, because
What do you need?
this cannot be lost. This cannot be, let's use this wonderful term, fucked up. Just cannot. I can't let it happen. Too many years have been invested, and it's not even about the time and the resources thing. It's just about people. It's about the fact that to many people, the club has become important as an institutional place, as a developmental stage of their life, and there are so many relationships and bonds created that neglecting it and being reckless about that is just a kind of social crime to me. I mean,
What
my
do you
social
need?
crime, because it's just severely irresponsible to
What
do
is it
that,
you-
and that's why I'm pretty determined to actually seriously think of it and develop
What can
a
I-
program later. And I know people who will participate, they told me already, and I don't know when, but I think within half a year, if to speak realistically, I think within half a year I shall make it possible. Thank you, Magnus, for the compliment. So, and while I'm massacring the barbarians of Kree, which is not a very polite thing to do, as this is their village basically, and I'm just acting like a maniac here. And also I stole their I mean, what I'm doing now is just as immoral as it could be. As I mean, if there is something immoral in the world, then this is immoral and unjust. But well, you know, loot. So and one more thing about webcam. Well, you know, I wouldn't actually in this modern world I wouldn't use this acronym webcam abbreviation. I mean, I would use web camera, because webcam implies that I will be doing some improper what's that? Improper show, improper performance, which I am not intending to do and to make. And I also wanted to share that I actually am planning to buy a web camera, because I think it will kind of improve the experience. I have a microphone, I think a decent microphone for the beginners, and I think if I have a camera, that's going to be a kind of complete set, and it should enhance the experience for the viewers, and they will see my face. I don't know, I think it helps, because, well, all people have it, and I should probably too. So yeah, this I am planning to. About drowning in cash, well, money is, well, my voice is breaking now, and people are coming, so that's pretty that's pretty well, unfortunate. I mean, that my voice is becoming weary. So I was saying that about money, I don't need money as it is as a concept, because money is, well, as one wise person said, just paper. And but money is instrumental. The instrumental value is great, just unbelievable. And so I have some ideas, like if I had some kind of investment value, I would definitely invest into creating a facility like an English club, but full-scale facility with Starbucks inside, with a hotel, with a cafe inside, and an English school, and that would be the central hub of English in Krasnoyarsk. And well, I think it is a livable idea. I mean, it's definitely possible. Well, not with the money I have or capabilities I have, but it is possible. And I think I won't die until I put it, until I implement it, until I accomplish it. So even if I'm an old man already, but this way you can make a lot of young people happy, and not only young people. So also with money I could, for example, invest into another project, which is creating a book with quotations from games, because I'm taking screenshots of interesting places in games, and I save those phrases for future, because one day I hope to publish this thing, and for this I need designers, and I was thinking about a Kickstarter project, but well, I mean, you can think of whatever you want. I mean, I'm talking to myself now, but you have to implement this. You have to put ideas into life, or they will just be ideas, and nobody needs ideas. People need real things. Let's read the poem here. Great horned god, terrible, powerful, great horned god. We shake before you, tremble before you, great horned god of pain. Fearsome, great Shakar, angry, wrathful, great Shakar, handle of bone, blade of steel, Shakar, great god of rage. The great ram, Shakar, fierce, awesome, mighty Shakar, give me your blessing, your warlike ways, the furious ram Shakar. That's a very barbarian poem, I should say. And what have I to sacrifice here? Handle of bone. Ah. So if I take this,
What is it that you want of me?
this knife, bone dagger, I will get what? I will get what? What do I get? His blessing. Okay, what's his blessing? Tell me. Dexterity, beauty. I think it was strength. Well, let's try again.
What is it that you want of me?
Virgil. No. What is happening? What have I got? Ah, dodge and melee. Don't need this blessing. Yeah, money is power, exactly. I agree. Money is power, but to me, this power is in good sense. I mean that you can actually do things, and if you know what to do, the more things you can do, and you can hire people which you like, who you like, and actually create awesome stuff. And that's what I really want to do in life. I want to volunteer more, and volunteering for me is contributing my life force to changing the world to the better, into a better place. So yeah, that's why this what you said, drowning in money, of course would be great, but I don't see it coming in the nearest future, in no way. I only see expenses coming, but it's fine. It's gonna be a temporary thing. So, but thank you for this encouraging message. I appreciate. Yeah, and the web camera will appear. I think, well, in the observable future, definitely.
Yes, I'll do
Guys, let
that
me
for
kill
you.
the rats myself, please. Okay, level 49. Cool. What a monologue I have delivered. But it's cool. It's really nice. I just, well, I'm sorry that, I mean, not sorry maybe. It's so bad that I have to tell this all kind of not in a real life conversation, but well, what am I complaining about? I have a chance to tell it, not to. First of all, I make it clear for many people, and secondly, it's
How can I help?
it's the online world now. For me,
What do you need?
it's my conscious decision. I'm not, I think, going back to the office. I'm still teaching online, even though my colleagues have returned to normal schedule,
What is it you need?
indoor schedule, and well, this is my chosen path. Like Mars from Dota 2 says, I've chose this path myself.
What is it that you want of me?
I'm actually struggling to interpret what he means by that. Is it that
What is it?
just some philosophy statement, or is it that he's saying that
What is it you...
it wasn't me who gave him an order, but he himself decided that he had chosen his path himself? Actually, I'm more inclined to believe that it is the second option, that he just doesn't want to admit that a mere mortal like me, a player, can give him any orders about whatever path he should choose. Well, and I admit that the God of War can definitely think
How
what
can I
he
help?
wants.
What do you need?
I wonder how my actions look on the screen now, because sometimes I'm clicking consciously, and sometimes while I'm talking I'm clicking unconsciously. Like I kind of, with my
What
backbone,
is it you need?
I remember what I should do, but not all the time, and that's why some of it might look quite
What can I do?
delirious. And if it is so, guys, I'm trying hard to concentrate, and
What is it that you want?
not always am I able to be concentrated, unfortunately, but it's going to an end. So this goes. Now I need to identify this flower. Identify 5 more armors, or should I say sets of armors? Sets of armor. Warehouse district. No. Torrenton Docks. Save the game. But then I also want to say, Prostagogi, I want to say that about my ranting, about me being triggered. You know, I was listening to one video, one podcast, which was called Why Adolescence is a Good Time for Having Conflicts with Your Parents. And it's a good video because there it's from School of Life channel, I think, or After School channel, I don't remember now. I have it on my page, I think. So what it says is, well, children, teenagers specifically, argue with parents because they know that parents will forgive them, and so by arguing with someone you actually show that you think that this person appreciates you or loves you, like that you know that you have this, how to say, space for being irritating, annoying, and trying to prove your point, or like that you have space for maneuvering and without risking your head, you know. And what I want to say by that that I'm being kind of triggered and I let it visible, I let it be visible, and I show my irritation to you, or you see that I'm triggered and I'm talking honestly to you, is, well, don't get it as an excuse from my side. It's really how I see things. I don't explain my position to people who I don't really see as my close people, let's say, and at least I don't go into such detail, and very often I try to explain and then I see total misunderstanding, and then I'll just resign, because, well, as many people, like I was watching several shows recently, like yesterday and 2 days ago, with Shapiro, with Peterson, with Weinstein, and Dave Rubin, he was the host, and so they were saying that if people aren't listening to you, there are many people who will listen, and so don't waste your time trying to prove your point to people who don't appreciate it. And well, I think that makes sense, and that's why partly YouTube is so appealing, because, well, you don't agree, okay, close my video. You agree, well, glad to be of service to you, glad to be of assistance, glad to be of help. And well, I like this possibility that YouTube provides and any public platform provides. level up. Congratulations. Oh, I haven't finished reading this, unfortunately. Maybe I can. Yes. Wait. You are now level 49. You now have 4 character points to spend. I know that it just was nice to read it. Kind of a message that I don't read often. Very, very evil cat. Why are you evil? Why this name? If you are still here. Hello, Thaddeus Minor. I have the Barbarian's Idol. By the way, I think by this idol quest I will decrease my alignment meter. Excellent. What price did we agree upon then? 1000 was the agreed upon price. Here you go. Here comes you the money. Pleasure doing business with you, as always. There are any jobs to be had? Sorry mate, seems we've hit a bit of a dry spell around here. Our thieves are just too good. Perhaps some other towns have some jobs. Haven't heard anything as of late. Okay, I'll be leaving now. Cats are evil by nature. Whoa! I can't agree more. I so agree with you. It's a dangerous talk. Very dangerous talk, but I have arrived at an opinion recently that cats incarnate the root of evil. Like they represent all the things that people are guilty for in their love. Like that we always love the wrong thing, and we love illusions which trick us, and then we suffer because of these illusions. So, for example, a cat. Arcane gauntlets. No, I don't need this. So, for example, cats. They are monsters. They are predators. They eat meat. They kill for fun, not only for food. They also play with their game, and they are treacherous. They will betray you. They will not listen to you. They will destroy things, understanding that they are doing bad things. I don't believe those tales that cats actually don't understand. They do understand. I have had and seen so many cats in my life. I know they understand what they're doing. I know that they know that they're pissing in the wrong corner. They know that they're tearing apart your book. They know that they're destroying your bag and so on and so forth. They're actually very evil, and they know that, and they consciously act like that. But they have beautiful aesthetics. They have wonderful aerodynamics. They have fluffy tails and fluffy faces and those whiskers, and they are so nice to touch, and they're so gentle and affectionate when they want it. And so humans fall for that. I mean, if cats were ugly, they would have been eliminated many years ago, I'm sure. Like, people wouldn't have let them exist. Or at least they would live now in the forest, and any human would feel an honor to well, you know, I'm vegetarian, I don't support violence, but I'm saying that cats have their status thanks to their appearance. They owe to their appearance that they occupy such a position in our society, and that's not their virtues, it's not their character, skills, abilities. No, that's just happy coincidence that they are beautiful. And there are so many things in life which have the same principle. Just because something is beautiful or looks attractive or pretty or sweet or nice or cute, we forgive, we have this illusion because this is such an aesthetical and elegant creature. And I'm now trying to teach myself out of that. I was trying to teach myself out of many things, and this is a very difficult battle because I loved cats so much. I still save memes with them. But that's a conscious decision. I have to stop this nonsense. And Prostagogi wrote, 100% agree, my arm is still messed up after the cat attacked me. Well, Was it a bad case? Has it happened recently?
What is it that you want to?
Right. I think it looks like that for today. I mean, the discussion we had was... Where am I? What am I doing? The discussion we had was just illustrious. So guys, thank you for bringing these topics up. I appreciate your devotion and interest and engagement. I hope I was not too aflame, let's say, and I didn't say anything unpleasant, or if it was unpleasant, it was reasonably unpleasant and it makes sense to you. Let me read the message Prostagogi sent about the cat. It happened around 10 years ago and I tried to pet a cat during its mating period. So it attacked me with all its violence and that it tore my arm into meat pieces. Well, I imagine you weren't really aware that it was mating period for the cat, or you didn't think it was so important at that time, and so now you know. But, well, I think cats are fighters and you have to fight with them for that sometimes, and or they have to feel strength in you. And well, at the same time, yeah, there are just sometimes really vicious feral cats that want no petting or friendly relationship. Unfortunately, there are such cats, and there are most amiable creatures that, you know, some stray cats, you just you call them and they come, and well, that's usually one cat in 20, but they come and they let you pet them and they purr and they dance around your feet, and then they lie on the ground and they pretend like they're your best friends without any food, actually, which is so enjoyable. And well, I wonder if my opinion is going to change, because I changed paradigms. Now I'm basing on non-violence paradigm, non-deception, non-hypocrisy, and also kind of all peace, all pacifism, like that harming creatures is not nice and so on. But who knows what I'll think in, let's say, 2 years, 5 years. Maybe I'll go more radical. Maybe I'll go more forgiving, and I'll say, like, let nature be nature, and I'll have a kitten in this case, because now, even though I really want to have a kitten, a cat, being a vegetarian, it's trouble. I can't feed it meat, and cats are naturally predators, so they're not omnivore, they're carnivore. And if a dog is kind of omnivore, you can give it various food. A cat needs meat, and I don't think we have some, at least I've read some articles from the vegetarian scientists, and they say, like, the world can't yet offer any decent replacement for natural meat for cats. So if you make your cat a vegetarian, you're risking its health, and that's not a responsibility that I'd like to take upon me. It's actually grossly irresponsible and very, very egoistic and selfish, and so yeah, no cat for me for now. Well, I don't want to scare anyone with my voice anymore. I need some hot drink. Let's meet next time. I think it's gonna be soon. Prostagogi and very, very evil cat, thank you very much. I'm really, really grateful for your participation, active participation in the chat. It's amazing. And well, I'd love to see you again. Well, and please stay in touch. And Prostagogi, I'm looking forward to you posting messages, posting photos from Poland on your wiki wall. And very, very evil cat, I'm anticipating your revealing your identity when you have mood for that, I guess. Yeah, so thank you guys and see you soon. Bye bye, stay safe.